Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, I'm going to prove the power rule for the derivatives. Now, up until now, you guys been using the really long way or the definition of a derivative to find the derivative of a function. Well, there's actually a shorter way, and I'm sorry that we've been putting you guys through a lot to use the long way. But you won't have to use it anymore. Watch the proof first because you should know where it came from, and then you guys are allowed to start using the power rule. But make sure you watch the proof first. Okay, so there's a couple of things, and you might have learned this in statistics or in a course that had statistics. These three guys here are very important. So these are your prerequisites in order to do this proof. Anything choose 0, so this says n choose 0. Anything choose 0 always results in a 1. N choose n always results in a 1 as well. Okay? And then n choose 1, that's always going to be this guy here. So you need to know that much, okay? Now, I'm going to show you something really cool on how to expand. Now, this here is going to be xy, xy, xy. Get ready for your minds to get blown. You start with this exponent here, and you're going to start with the first variable, which is x, and you're going to go 2, 1, none. And then you're going to come up the other way with the y, and you're going to go 2, 1, none. Excellent. So y to the 0 or x to the 0 is 1. We know that. So this reduces to x squared. This reduces to xy. This reduces to y squared. Right? Now, we know that if we expanded this, this would be x squared plus 2xy plus y squared. So some of you might say, where's this 2 coming from? Well, what we don't show you guys is that in front of this, it's really 2 choose 0. You start with the exponent, 2, and then it's always 0, plus 2 choose 1, plus 2 choose 2. Well, like I said here, anything choose 0 is 1. So that gives me a 1 there. And then anything choose 1, you have the n, so that's going to be the 2. And then anything choose itself is always 1. So therefore, that's what that comes out to. So you needed to know that as a prerequisite, okay? Here we go, guys. The function x to the n power. What is f prime of x, which is the derivative? I'm going to use the definition of a derivative first, okay? So I need to know what f of x plus h is. So everywhere I see an x, I'm going to plug in x plus h, and it's to the n power. Well, this is not 2, it's n. It's weird. Well, let's see what that expands to. Ready? You go xh, 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 dot, 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 xh, right? And take a look at the exponents. It's going to go n, n minus 1, n minus 2, n minus 3, right? All the way to n minus n, which is 0. And then you guys are going to come back the other way and go n, n minus 1, n minus 2. And then here, the great thing about this is that if you go back here, this exponent here, or I should go here, 2 plus 0 is 2, 1 plus 1 is 2, 0 plus 2 is 2. It always has to add up to this guy. So I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, none. Okay? And now I need those NCRs in front of them. So n choose 0 plus n choose 1 plus n choose 2 plus n choose 3 plus all the way to n choose n. Okay, let's see what we can do here. Okay? So n choose 0 is 1. This guy is x to the n. H to the 0 is 1. Okay, great. This guy here is going to be n. This guy here is x to the n minus 1. This guy here is h to the first. Next one. N choose 2 is something. I don't care what it is. This is x to the n minus 2 h squared. And we keep going. And then here we get 1 times h to the n. That is just your f of x minus h. Then you're going to have to take away f of x. You guys remember what f of x is? That's this guy here. So I'm going to have to subtract that at the end, minus x to the n. If you watched my other videos, I've always said that you did it wrong if your function, in this case x to the n, doesn't cancel. So it does cancel. Take a look at the first term, x to the n minus that guy. Every single term has an h in it, right? Every single term. Well, you factor out the h. Once you factor out the h, you're left with n, x to the n minus 1, plus nc2, x to the n minus 2 times h to the first, because I factored it out. And this guy here is h to the n minus 1, all over h. That crosses off. If you apply your limit, which is this guy here, if you apply that here, every single term except for the first term has a h in it. The only person who doesn't have an h is this guy. Therefore, your derivative is going to be nx to the n minus 1. And that's the proof. So, I wanted to show you the proof. I think the only part that you might really want to remind yourselves is how to expand. I hope you guys were taught how to expand and knowing these guys, but isn't that so cool? F of x equals x to the n, therefore the derivative is the power rule. So if f of x equals x to the n, then your derivative is equal to n x to the n minus 1. That's amazing. How beautiful. So if f of x equals x to the third, then f prime of x is equal to 3x squared. And that's all.